Martin Luther King blew up the Death Star.
Well, Happy New Year, everyone. 2020. I guess we've all survived this this terrible blight of death and destruction that has been afflicted upon this world. And by that I mean, of course, murder hornets, because murder hornets are like the most dangerous things ever in like the history of forever, for reasons and stuff. And because that's what the media wants you to believe, because the media, they want you to be afraid. So let's just all pause for a moment and just allow ourselves to be stricken in terror at the mere thought of murder hornets and how they're going to just kill us all by murdering us to death.
Oh, scary! Oh, shiver my timbers! Shut up, man!
Oh gosh. Well now, so Christmas has passed, and I decided to get myself a Christmas gift, and something I've been wanting to get for a while. This is a Super Famicom Mini, and let's show you that right now. So here we go, Super Famicom Mini. Let's take a look at this inside. So I paid 7,500 yen for this, and no instructions, but I don't really care, I guess. I got it with the box, so everything's included. So here it is. It's so cute. Of course, this does not move. Power on, power off, reset button. And so this is kind of interesting. So, okay, up until now I have had the PlayStation 1 Mini and the Mega Drive Mini. And really have enjoyed playing those. Now, let's look at this here. So, the controllers are tangled up. Beautiful. Really feels great. I'm sure it's just as responsive as the original controller. Now, unlike the other ones that I have, this has a totally different controller here. Now, the PS1 Mini and the Mega Drive Mini has typical USB. This is different. My friend told me that this is actually the controller for the Wii, or the Wii U. I think it's the Wii. Yeah, the regular Wii has these controller sockets, he told me. So this front thing pops off. Now, I don't really like this, but there you go. It's kind of strange. The other ones would have had just like USB connectors on the front here. I would have liked that better than having something like this that pops out like that. But, oh well. So yeah, and it comes with an HDMI cable and a USB cable. So, yeah. The games it comes with, I don't know if it differs from the North American Super Nintendo Mini. This comes with Super Mario World, and I've never actually played this game. F-Zero, never cared for it. Soccer, couldn't care less. Super Mario Kart, I actually never played that. So, I have like an actual Super Famicom page, like a fan page called Anime Super Famicom, dedicated towards like import Super Famicom gaming. I'm not a Mario guy at all. I don't like Mario games very much, and I never really cared for most of the Mode 7, the pseudo 3D games, especially the Mario Kart stuff. Never really cared for them. The Zelda, Link to the Past is cool. I have that. Cho Makai Murda, which is Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Never played it. I've only played the Mega Drive version. Super Street Fighter 2, the new challengers. This is Contra 3. Or as it's called Contra Spirits in Japan. I never actually owned it. I mean, I've played it. I played it a lot. My friend had it. I never actually played it myself. Seiken Densetsu 2, which is called Secret of Mana. I've played that so many times. It used to be like my December... my habit. I would do that every December. I would play this game, especially because the game had like a Christmas Santa Claus level with the ice and everything. Super Donkey Kong, I never really cared for that. I mean, the graphics for its time was really fantastic, but sorry, I just don't care. Star Fox, I have that. Mega Man X, Yoshi's Island. This is the one with the crying baby Mario. I'll pass. Super Metroid. I've been meaning to get the Japanese version. Actually, I had the American cartridge only. I sold it when I moved to Japan, thinking I can get this real cheap, but it kind of went up in price, the Super Famicom. Panel de Pon, which is called... I forget what that's called in English. They call it something rather Tetris something, I think. Even though it has nothing to do with Tetris. I think. Fire Emblem. I have this. I've never played it. Maybe this is the remake of the first Fire Emblem, I think. I'm not sure. Kirby. I've never played Kirby. Final Fantasy VI. Love it. This is Ganbare Goemon, which is fun. I think it was called Mystic Ninja or something like that. I have that actually. For the Super Nintendo, the American Super Mario RPG, and Star Fox 2. It says here if you clear stage 1 on Star Fox, then it'll unlock this game here. So that's cool. That's cool. So yeah, this is super duper neat. I'm gonna play this on my winter break. Okay, so it's a bit afterwards, and I've been playing a lot of Star Fox. Gosh, I remember how great fun that game is. So I started playing on Star Fox 2, which is, it was abandonware for the longest time, but I guess it was unreleased obviously, but they did the finishing touches on it and they've released it for this thing, and that's really, really super cool. I was on Wikipedia and I saw that this thing is powered by Linux. I think that's really super cool, which is just kind of strange because, like, if you want to do the hacking and stuff, the way that you load ROMs onto these things, it uses like Windows software, and it sucks. Why can't they just have that software available in Linux? I don't know. Because as it is, if I want to add more games to, like, I've been wanting to do that to my Mega Drive Mini, I have to install Windows 10 onto like a thumb drive or something rather like that. And it'd be nice if they had the software available on Linux directly, but oh well. So, but yeah, this is super fun. I'm having a nice time with this. To be honest though, I think that the games that came with the Mega Drive Mini were better. I think there was even more games that came with it than that come with this thing, but I've heard that this is really easily hackable, and you can put all sorts of neat stuff, fun stuff, lots of different ROMs on this thing here. So yeah, eventually I'll get around to doing that.
Candy, 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 I can't let you go.
Yay, package arrived. So here is F-Toys goodness. Oh my gosh. TIE Interceptor. So like, these are 1/44 scale. And obviously these are secondhand. The gum it comes with is gone. Of course. I wanted to eat that gum. 10-year-old gum. Alright. Alright, let's put this guy together here. Oh, he's so beautiful. So beautiful. Now, is there a special way that this is supposed to go on? Oh, I do wonder. It shouldn't. Oh, you know what? Oh, yeah, there is. There's like a half circle and a full circle, so that's how it goes. That's how you know you got it right. Oh, okay, it went and just fine that time. Okay. No. Cool. This little hatch wants to pop off for some reason. Actually, I wonder what it looks like inside there. What's going on? Oh, there's nobody in there. Oh, there's a little seat. I see a seat. Okay. Alright, let's put this back into place here. So, let's compare this to the TIE Fighter. Now, I've had this for a few years already. Yeah. Isn't that nice? Pew, 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 pew. Alright, so TIE Interceptor 2. Let's plug this into here. Okay, and then put this into here. Okay. That is super swanky. Let's put him over here with his friend. Hi, Dave. What's up, Carl? Let's go shoot some rebels until they're dead. Okay. Now, I've had this for a while. This is Red 3. This is Biggs. And unfortunately, one of the little cannon's tips busted off here. And something I noticed that this thruster can is supposed to be shorter than the other ones, but they overlooked that detail. People are saying that fine molds provided the molding, you know, the model for these F toys. So both companies are located in Nagoya. So I guess that's how it went. I don't know. They cooperated between each other. I don't know. I don't know. I think there was probably an F Toys TIE Bomber. I don't know. I have the Imperial Shuttle. That's the only one I have. The other one I have. Alright, so this is Red Leader. Oh, nice. Very nice. That's really nice. Okay, so Red Leader has the solid stripe all the way along. That way. Now, his R2 unit. Okay. Well, now, see, the thing is, in the movie, I think the actual Red Leader, see, now these are ready to break too, I think. The astromech in Red Leaders is an R2 unit, but when you see him, the actor in the movie, Red Leader, he's got an R5 unit. That's the red and black and white R5 unit. So, kind of odd. I noticed the coloring on these are a little bit different too, actually. This one's a lighter color than this one. Interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead and build this. Looks like I got some parts here. I'm struggling with this plastic bag here. Alright. It has landing gears, but I'm not going to bother with landing gears. I don't care. And, oh, here it is. Here's the canopy. Let's plug this in here. Here we go. And oh my gosh, this is so freaking cool, guys. Alright, so you got these optional parts here. Where's my cutters? Where are my cutters? Doink. And a doink. There we go. Throw this. Make like a tree and get out of here. Alright. Which way does it go, George? Which way does it go? Episodes 1, 2, and 3. What? What's that about? Surely if they had made movies of those, I would have remembered them by now. Instructions and stuff. Mokinichui shimasu. Okay. So those indentations are facing that way, apparently. Now, are they different here? Oh, look at that. Would you look at that? Just call me Mr. Butterfingers. There. Sprechen Sie get the hell in? Gosh. Yes. Yes, good. Excellent. Kind of to be done. Oh. Yes. Oh yeah, so this is like if you want the landing gears. No, I don't want those. I'm not going to pose it with the landing gears. I'm going to pose it in battle action ready. Wait. That's so cool. They're different colors too. That's interesting. I find that interesting. I wonder if there was any sort of a paint variation in the original. If you know, let me know. Or, you know, I can look at Model or Magic, I guess, and look up the pictures of the originals and such, but yeah, so I want to build. See, this is where you gotta be careful, guys. You don't want that to snap, right? That ball socket. If it gets too tight, and then bang, it snap, and then game over, man. Game over. So you got this big splorch right there, which is interesting. On red leader. Something to notice actually when Luke is getting ready in the battle, or before the battle, and he's in the Yavin base, and he has his hand, he's you know, brushing the side of his X-wing. It's actually red leaders because you could see from the top view there's like only one stripe on each wing. So he was caressing his boss's X-wing. It wasn't even his own. I was hoping like maybe the Addy one that they might change that, but no. Now in Empire Strikes Back, the X-wing that Luke pilots is has the 5 stripes, right? So it's actually red 5 as it's supposed to be. So whatever. So there you go. Super duper neato, guys. That is so cool. Oh my gosh, yay. Something else that's super duper cool is I received a package from Rich, aka Gyrus, and he sent me a lot of really neat stuff. So let me show you what that is right now. Alright, so for one thing, Gyrus gave me some potato chips, and oh, look at that. Great British potatoes. Look at that. It's totally from England, I swear. Aberdeen Angus beef and Suffolk ale. Hand-cooked potato crisps. I almost said potato chips, but that's because I'm a stupid American. Stupid Americans. What do we know, right? Of course they're crisps. 100% British potatoes. Okay, so you foreign potatoes could just get out. And yeah, so these are pretty good. I think they had a subtle taste, and there's no MSG in here, which is a nice plus, because MSG is kind of crappy, and I'm sure that they all have MSG here in Japan, unless you just get like the regular salted stuff. Monterey Jack and Spicy Bean. These are tortilla chips, and these were extremely delicious. And by the way, you can tell that like both of these bags are completely empty, so yeah. Totally snarfed these down when I got these a couple weeks ago. Oh, look at that, it even says no added colors or MSG. Isn't that nice? Take that, MSG. So yeah, of course, I live in Japan. And at Japan, you can thank this country for MSG, high fructose corn syrup, and crystal meth. So yeah, 3 of the crappiest substances in the world. Thanks, Japan. And oh gosh, yes. Oh, and I'm still working on these, but they're like these really neat chocolate balls. And I don't know what. It's dark chocolate with cream truffle filling. These are pretty freaking nice, guys. These are nice. So you like got like this this thing here, and then, you know, buy it. It's like totally soft inside. So yeah, that's pretty good. I like it. All right, you gave me some neat crap. This is 3D printed. This is a Sega Genesis thingy, and it's got like a little stand here. So it's got magnets in here. All right, there's a magnet right here inside there. You can see that. Of course you can. Shut up. So yeah, it just sits like right there. That's super duper neato. So I'm an American, and they called it the Genesis in North America, but from what I understand, people in England, they was called the Mega Drive there, and I just think that Mega Drive sounds so much cool, so much cooler. I think I was in I believe the 8th grade when the Sega Genesis came along, and it was like Genesis. I'm like, what? You mean like Phil Collins? I think I even saw like a game magazine saying, no, this has nothing to do with Genesis the band, okay? Phil Collins is alright. Alright, so yeah, this is like, it's, you know, 3D printed black with the white and then the blue on top. That's rather clever. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so where the hell is it? I just had it. Oh, here we go. I get this cup out of here. I'm drinking some Nigori sake. It's really nice and cloudy. So it's my Tokimeki Memorial. My nerd glass. Alright. He gave me this. This is so cool, guys. Sci-fi and fantasy modeler. Now, I guess this might just qualify as a... Yeah, so anyhow, I think I have seen like scans of these floating around on the net, but this is an actual original. So this is volume 22 from God knows when, like 19 or maybe 2011 I meant to say. Oh, look at that. My memory serves me right. 2011. Okay, so got this neat thingy here, Blake 7 Liberator, and yeah, okay. I don't know what that is from, but I guess I need to brush up on my nerdiness. I'll tell you what, let me reposition this here. There we go. Oh, that's much better for you guys to see. Alright, so the Phantom, or sorry, the Shadow, which actually that was a Alec Baldwin movie, and I kind of like that movie. I thought it was pretty cool, I guess. But this is a scratch-built ornithopter from the Sci-Fi Channel Dune miniseries. They did a pretty good job with that. Look at this, an alien derelict, a scratch built, and this thing is like gibungous. Look how big this thing is in somebody's shop. It's just, it's so gibungous, and all the weird greeblies and stuff that they put all in there, the wires and everything, like those weird techno vaginas and everything. This is really, really cool. Of course it looks weird with all the different colors, but once they paint it, look at that metallic dirty gray. It's just really cool. They did a fantastic job with this. So the one thing I was really excited about in this issue was this, the buildup of Vincent from the Black Hole. My gosh. And I have this kit. This is by MPC, and I found this to be rather useful because he's talking about like the crap you need to sand, and I've done some dry fits on this kit, and I'm like, oh geez, my level of programming is just, or modeling. I meant to say programming, actually, that too, because I was thinking about taking care, like, if I definitely want to light this kit, right, whenever I get around to doing it, and I want to do like an Arduino type thing, but I've never done anything with Arduino. I mean, that's a good enough reason to give it a shot. But yeah, my modeling skills, I mean, it's got like these really terrible seam lines, and I don't know if I can really do it. I don't know. I guess never know unless you try. This is interesting, actually. This is like the way the kit comes with like the feet, and then this is his corrected version, so it sits inside more. Now you can have this things with the legs sticking out, or you can have them, you know, retracted. It just looks better retracted, I guess. But yeah, you can build this with like the hands extended and everything. So he did this with a nice silver flake, I think it says in here. And he just did like decals. It's not lit or anything. But that is just such a fantastic job doing Vincent there. That's great. Now I do have the JT Graphics replacement decals just in case, because I'll probably use those and then just use the kit supplied decals just in case. I don't know. This is Vampirella. Who makes this kit? I think it's Mobius. Yeah. It's just, this kit is, I don't know if you can really make this look good. It just doesn't look good. I don't know. But you tell me. Build a Battlestar Squadron. Yeah, these guys, they did, oh, Jay Chladek. He's an American, or Chladek. Jay Chladek. I met him actually at the Wonderfest in, I think I went there in 2016. And yeah, so a bunch of guys got together with a group build and did the Battlestar Galactica kits. I'm not a fan of the new BSG. I like the TOS, but this is more or less faithful to the Macquarie designs, but I still prefer the old TOS designs, of course. Don't care for this. Really hate the Cylons for sure. I don't like the updated Galactica, but the updated Pegasus, on the other hand, looks pretty fantastic, I think. This is cool. This guy builds his ultimate NCC 1701. Dude, just make it the way you want it. I mean, he didn't try to be accurate with the colors or anything. He made it. He made it. He made it the way he wanted to make it. So I think that's great. You know, you don't have to be a stickler for accuracy. Just build it the way you like. And he lit it up here. Looks pretty darn fantastic. looks pretty fantastic. So this is this guy who worked on all these different shows here. Yeah, Jim Millett. And yeah. Oh yeah, my friend was telling me about this. It's called Stealth. It's a movie called Stealth. I haven't seen it. A couple of my friends have seen it, but I don't know. So I guess that's it for this magazine. The best thing to take out of this, of course, I think, in my opinion, is that the Vincent build, which is just really, really awesome. But yeah, thank you for the package of neat stuff, Gyrus. Well, on a positive note about the year 2020, of course, even though I have lost some money with different side jobs and such, that it never came to fruition because of the whole Corona scare stuff. Trying to be positive here. This year, thank God, I have remained employed, though. It's really, really sad to see what has happened to too many people. I've known people who've lost their jobs, but one friend, he now has contract work, so that's good. So anyhow, one cool thing that I can say about the year 2020 is my switch to Linux. I'm so happy I did that. I really, really am. I made the switch to Linux Mint. Now, there's a lot of different distributions of Linux, of course. You know, there's this whole binary paradigm of like either Mac or Windows. And so if you get Mac, you're going to have what Mac looks like. If you get Windows, then you get what Windows looks like. Personally, I do not care at all for what Windows 10 looks like. I have to use it at work, and I hate it because it just makes me, like, when I get home after work, I feel just like relieved to get back in front of my Linux desktop. Linux is just so cool. There's so many different flavors. They're all totally different. Not totally different, but they more or less all kind of work similar. But there's so many different user interfaces. If you want to be like really hands-on and have total control of what you're doing, then you probably want to go with like Debian or something like that. I chose Mint because it is what people had recommended as probably the best way for Windows people to switch to Linux and have that as the smoothest transition. So Ubuntu is known as the most user-friendly distribution of Linux, but Mint takes that one step further. You know, it's built on top of Ubuntu, and it goes a step further as for a user-friendly interface. It's really, really great, and if you have the means, please do so. The only thing you have to be cautious about is like if you have like a really fancy schmancy printer and you don't know if it's going to work with Linux or not, you need to make sure about that before you make the big switch. But for me, I have an Epson printer / scanner. No problem. I was able to find the drivers for that. Now, for my mom-in-law, I put her with Mint Cinnamon. So like I said, there's like different distributions of Linux. Mint is the most user-friendly, but even within Mint, there's different flavors, right? There's Cinnamon, which is like very, very much like XP or Windows 7 in terms of feel. There's another one, I forget what it's called. I went with Mate, or I guess Mate. I guess it's not Mate. Actually, it's like Mate is a type of, I think it's something that had to do with coffee or something or other. I don't know. Anyhow, that's what it was named after. So anyhow, mate is a little bit more dynamic, and that's why I went with. But I hooked up my mom-in-law with cinnamon because that's like really, really easy and very straightforward, just like, you know, giving you that Windows 7 or XP experience. And she does not like 10 at all, and I can't blame her. I tried setting her printer up and I had problems. I believe it's an Epson, but she had one of those IP printers where it uses a wireless connection and it will communicate, you know, with an IP address. There are drivers for it, but I couldn't get it to work. And this was back in February, before the whole Wolfe thing took over. So I was unable to... I haven't been back there since then. So it's yeah, it's been 10 months since I've seen my wife's family. Anyhow, while I was over there, I did not have an actual USB cable, right, with like the squarish type of plug to plug in to the printer. She didn't know where hers was, and so I had no way of getting it to work. Hopefully, at least getting it directly. You know, I think my friend, he actually works with Unix servers. He's a systems administrator, and he knows all the Unix commands and such. And he says that there is a tendency to have a difficult time getting the Linux to work with those IP printers. So, that said, like I said, my friend though, he's not a Linux user, but he does it for his work, and he knows like all of these different commands and such. I'm just learning, but I think that's part of the nice thing about Linux Mint is that you don't really have to know how to do a lot of stuff. What I have done is something that I don't know how to do. I was able to look it up, and there's plenty of information on the net. Just do a search on DuckDuckGo or whatever smart page. Don't use Google. Google's evil. Don't do it. Please, just forget about Google. Anyhow, so much of the stuff that I needed to do, I've been able to find online. And I am also I'm a member of a Linux group on Gab. So I like the community. It's very, very cool. And like, I try not to be annoying about it. You know how like vegans are like, oh, tofu is like the best stuff ever, like soy and like reasons. And you're just like, oh, shut up about tofu. But that's one of the reasons why vegans are so obnoxious. I try not to be like a vegan, you know, coming across as that type of annoying person when it comes to Linux. But cause if I get on the subject, I just can't shut up about it because it's so cool. Just like right now, for example. But yeah, like for example, like I had deleted stuff, like permanently deleted stuff, and I'm like, oh crap, is there any way of getting this stuff back? Now, I've purchased software to do that, to recover those files in Windows, and I was able to do that with Linux just by looking it up and typing in the commands and finding that stuff. Really cool. You can install programs just going to the command line. It just like, you know, sudo apt install blah blah blah, and it'll just run through to the installation process. You don't even have to like, you know, go to the website and download the software. When you download stuff, most of it is in the software library, so you can it just works like an app store for smartphone, which I don't have, but yeah, most of the stuff you need is in the software library. Really cool. You don't have to pay for it. It's totally free. You can forego antivirus software because you don't really need it at all. Like I said, I was able to like recover data without even having to pay for any of it. Without having to buy a special software to recover that data. Another thing is you are able to install updates, and it's totally non-invasive at all. Like with Windows, it'll like, you know, as soon as you shut down, you're like, oh, I just need to go to bed, and then oh look, you know, when you click on shutdown, it says, oh, you have to, you know, it starts installing updates, and you're like, oh crap, this is gonna take a while. And like in the next morning when you want to just turn on your computer real quick before you go to work, and then it starts like, you know, installing the updates and stuff that you downloaded, blah blah blah, and configuring everything, and you're like, just let me use the computer. With Linux, as you can see here, you can just run the update while you are doing other stuff, and that is so nice. Once it's done, you may be prompted for a reboot, but a lot of times you don't have to reboot it, just the update's there, and then there you go. It's so nice. It really is such a cool experience. All of the software is free. You know, I have Steam, and I've purchased games for Steam, but other than that, it's totally free. And it's just really cool. It's part of the excitement is just learning how to do different things. And it's just, you know, I got so used to Windows, and I got so sick of the whole Bill Gates, and he's running around, he wants to jab everybody with needles, and it's like, dude, you're supposed to be a computer nerd, okay? You got this Turbo Spurg, and he thinks he's going to solve the world's problems by, you know, reducing the world's population and stuff, and all that stupid globalist bullcrap, and the Georgia Guidestones, and, you know, fill in the blank. So yeah, it's a real liberating experience. I love Linux. It is so cool, and I guess I'm just gonna shut up about that now. So 2020. I guess later on in this video I'm gonna show like stuff I've completed. Just kind of recap all the builds that I've finished this past year. For now, let's take a look at recent acquisitions.
I feel plastic. Hey.
Well, now, this is really cool. Alright, I got this. Look at that. I wasn't even expecting it, but this is like factory sealed. I saw the picture on, this is on Yahoo Auctions Japan, and it looked kind of sealed, but I wasn't quite sure. Factory sealed. Now, for my fellow North Americans, you would probably recognize this in the Testers box. So, yeah, Testers had released this for North America, and kind of like Wikipedia says that it's the most popular selling model kit of all time, at least for North America. I really couldn't tell you, but oh my gosh, can you hear that? Stupid motorcycle guy outside. Sorry about that if you can hear that. Anyhow, wow, now I built that when I was like in 6th grade or something like that, and it was molded in black plastic, so I was like, well, that's cool, I don't have to paint it. Yeah, because I didn't really have confidence in painting. These decals are in really nice shape. So you got like this dark gray, and then like a lighter gray, depending on what you want to do. Well, now, gosh, this is so cool. This looks like friggin' like Alesta, Super Alesta, or Space Megaforce kind of. That kind of reminds me of like a Super Famicom shmup or something. F19 Stealth Fighter. Now, somebody on my channel has said that they swear that they have actually seen this in flight. So maybe it was an experimental aircraft that was never declassified. You know, it was abandoned and they never did anything with it. Who knows? Anyhow, here you can see missiles are stored inside. Really cool detail on the engines there. Man, this is so cool. This is really cool. To be clear, this is a different kit than this. This is by RDE, and this was repopped by, oh golly, AMT, I believe. Yeah, as you can see, the runners are a bit different. Let's compare this here. Check that out. Alright, the canopy here is in pretty good condition. But, yeah, look at that. I mean, it's basically the same, right? However, actually, this has some pretty cool, nice detail right there. I like that. That's pretty cool. This is a bit different. It's got some panel lines, though. There's actually, like, the RDE kit has more panel lines on it. Panel lines are pretty much non-existent, which is actually kind of a cool idea. I mean, that's like really futuristic, I think. Just it's all solid and such. Although you do, well, these are flaps, I guess. You have that on the wings, but yeah, that is different. That is different. Of course, this is, you know, more open, but just depends on how they wanted to do it. But it's pretty much the same size. Slightly bigger wingspan on the RDE kit. So yeah, I built this kit, the tester's release, when I was in the 6th grade, and gosh, that was just pretty freaking cool. There's a part that's missing here. It's, yeah, some loose parts here that are falling out here. This has a nice pilot figure though. The RDE kit is missing a pilot figure. I'm going to put this... Oh golly, now this got kind of scuffed up. This got scuffed up. You look at that. You got a choice? What's going on here? You can do a bubble or like a more angular. Well, now. What does the instructions say? You could do... Oh wait, no, that's something else. Nope. Okay. Yeah, you got style A and style B. You can also have... You can pose it in the open position as well, as you can see here. So, yeah, you got this or this, the more angular. And actually, I kind of like the angular, but I don't know. Interesting. So, here you can just... Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so this one has like the angular and it's supposed to do it in black. This one has the open, like the more bubble, and it's like more of like a light gray or something. Yep, it says light gray. That is interesting. Nice pilot figure. That is really appreciated because there is no pilot figure for the RDE kit. Unfortunately, this is a bit scuffed up, but I mean, I could polish this up and dip it in future, and it should come out just fine. I'm going to put this in a plastic bag to help protect it more. What else is there to say? So yeah, here's the two different sockets here for the cockpit here. This is the bubble, and then this is the angular. And nice detail on the cockpit, the instrumentation here. Seat belts molded onto the seat. That is appreciated. That is pretty cool, actually. So yeah, golly, this really takes me back. This is very nostalgic for me. Swanky. And this is that part that came off. the runner here must have come like, yep, that's how it went. Very cool. Oh, there's the guy's missing arm. Very cool. For Christmas, went to Lobby 1, Yamada Lobby 1 in Takasaki, and my wife wanted to get me a Christmas gift, and so I had some couple of supplies like new nippers. I'll show you that in just a bit. But my wife was like, well, are you sure? I mean, well, why don't you just get a model kit instead, right? So I'm like, well, okay. So anyhow, yeah, so this was like 3,500 yen if I remember right. She gave me 2,500 yen. I have paid 1,000 yen for the difference. This is Doyusha, which is actually, this is a reboxing of the Academy kit. So this is actually an Academy model that's just been repackaged by Doyusha. It's the same artwork, but the Academy kit, I think it shows the airplane on the deck of a Kubal. What's it in English? Aircraft carrier. Gosh, it's funny. Sometimes the first word that comes to my mind is a Japanese word. So anyhow, they've removed the aircraft carrier background, and you just get the Tomcat. So this is VF-143 Pukin' Dogs, and it just makes me feel sad for the poor dogs, because, you know, maybe if they can eat some grass, maybe their little puppy tummies feel better after all that puking. Who knows? So this is an F14a Tomcat Kit, and it looks pretty darn nice. I took a peek in this. Haven't really totally looked at it yet, but first things first, I will just mention that I really like the blue stripes and the artwork on the vertical stabilizers. That is really, really cool. So let's open this up. Nice panel lines, guys. I do like these panel lines. These are pretty crisp panel lines. Academy, I think they're just getting better and better. Gosh, yeah, Academy. The Academy kits that I have built were like that 72nd scale P40. That's actually an old Frog kit. These P40s, the 448 scales, these are actually Hobbycraft. So it's not actually Academy. So I'm not like really totally familiar with Academy kits. However, they do seem to be getting better and better. And I do know that their F4 Phantom kit is a snap kit. I don't think this is a snap kit. Although, you know what, it might be. It might be. It looks, I see like some, or a partially snap kit. Those are definitely some locator snap pegs here. And what does it say here? Oh yeah, so you can build it with the wings open or closed. That's nice. It says even without painting, you can feel satisfied. So I guess it has different colored plastics. Okay. Interesting. It just says your tweezers and cutters and files and stuff are sold separately. 接着する場合は必ずプラモデル用接着剤をご使用ください. Okay. Yeah, so it says if you when you use glue, use modeling glue. All right. Well, let's take a look at other stuff here. So here are the engine cans. Now this is weird. It looks like there's two different types of seats, and I don't know which ones are the ones you're supposed to use. But yeah, it looks like there's two different types of seats there. And here it looks like these are the intakes. Huh. Wheels, and these are, you have two different, just like the Hasegawa kit that I finished back in May or so. You can do like a open or closed engine can rings. The engine nozzles. They dilate and you can choose the position. I really do like the panel lines on that. It's pretty nice. So here we have more injected colors. What do we have here? This looks like there's a different panel that goes on here. It's supposed to be, this is where the gun is. I think the fine molds one, that you can actually open it up and see the Gatling gun inside there if you want to have the thing removed. There is a seam line on the cockpit canopy, so you're going to have to file that down and then just build it up with 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, or 8,000, and use the polish on there and bring it back so that line disappears. Here's the interior. Hose cone. Dang. I don't know. I'm such a spaz. I always say that, but I do have the fine molds kit, and I do want to start on that first. I kind of wanted to do that. Although actually that 1/44 scale one by Revell, that's one thing I really wanted to do next. I don't know. Let's see. In the end here, so we got the Maverick Missiles and got the Sidewinders, and that's pretty cool. Cool. Yeah, I guess it comes in different colored plastics, so if you really wanted to, you can forego the painting, and it's not going to look as nice, but if you really don't feel like painting it, if you have never painted a kit, then you can give this a shot, give it a try. So this looks like this is the what do you call it, the dashboard, or whatever you want to call it, on the inside of the cockpit there. Okay. I'm sure they're going to have clearer parts for the heads-up displays. Isn't there? All I see is just the canopy is clear. Huh. Odd. That is odd. Although I do see it looks like there's a slot for a clear part. Let's see. Yeah, so those are the seats that you're going to be using. The ones with the cushion ridges, the ribbed cushions. I don't know what those other ones are about. Well, I guess there is no clear part inside there. So, yeah, you can do the variable geometry. And, oh, well, look at that. Looks like you can have these things installed and then, alright, slide this into position, I guess. And glue the wings on later. That's nice. I do think that's nice. Those are those bag things there. So you can choose between ones that you can open and close, or there's ones that are just permanently closed. C31 and C29. Where's the C runner? This is A. This is B. What's the black one here in front of me? Oh, this is C. So it's 2930. Oh, yeah, look at that. So you got this one, and then, yeah, they are different shapes, that's for sure. That's cool. You can choose the type you'd like. And so, yeah, there's the Academy colors, right? They have like those upside down triangles. So what's number 9? You have to look at their legend and figure out. So 9 is burnt iron. Okay. Huh, interesting. Check this out. Now this is one thing I thought was really clever. I have actually, if I remember right, I've seen pictures of this online, or maybe I've had the opportunity to look inside the box. I can't remember. But make sure it's not sticking. Okay, look at that. You have like the weathered parts you can put on here. You see that? This is for the scrape marks for the wings. That is really great. That is really cool. Now they're kind of really solid. I was hoping they'd be a little bit more faded and a little more weathery, I guess, for lack of a better word. But what they are is pretty nice. I suppose you could just use this as a guide, and then just kind of work on this a little bit more to add more to it, so that it mixes it up, so it doesn't look like total solid lines. Make it look a little bit more realistic that way. We have instrumentation decals. Let's see if they have. Okay. All right. So I think they have. Let's see. Let's look at this C runner again. Yeah, the instrumentation has raised detail on there, so if you want to, you can put the decal down on top of that, or paint it on yourself. Have at it, right? Looks like there's different options here. So 25, there's 27. Oh, weird. I wonder if there's parts that you don't use. Just like those seats. Where are they? 24. Wait. Yeah, I don't see any C25. Interesting. It must be for like a different Tomcat, maybe besides the Tomcat A. Well, golly, this is really super cool. So, oh, what's paint number 5? It's probably like Radome or something like that. Yep, Radome. It says Radome. There's no E at the end. Radome. Gosh, yeah, I think the colors on this is really cool looking. I like it. Do like it. So yeah, there you have it. This is the Academy F14 Tomcat, locally distributed by Doyusha here in Japan. Very cool. as I mentioned before, my daughter is nuts for Kimetsu no Yaiba, and which is Demon Slayer in English. Turns out Demon Slayer was like an old Nintendo 8-bit Nintendo game, which is funny because I had like some muscular, you know, Hercules-looking guy with a broadsword and stuff, shirtless, but the game is actually about ninjas. So, yeah, whatever the Japanese original Famicom name was, they changed it to Demon's Sword. So, this, they couldn't call this Demon Sword, they had to call it Demon Slayer, because I guess it's got copyrights and stuff. No glue, no paint. I got this for my daughter. And this is really fantastic. So, Bandai engineering at its finest. Now, it does come with stickers, unfortunately, but you know, whatevs, I guess. So the kanji on the back of his, you know, I don't know what kanji that is actually. Now that I think about it, this is it's a sticker, but they do accomplish quite a lot just through injection molding. So his hair is here, his flesh tones are here, right? And check out his face. So he's got, I thought it was like a birthmark, but my daughter said that it's like a burn, I guess, when he was a young boy. He has a burn. So you got these two different colors at the same time here, which is really cool. He's got that angry face. So that's what it looks like on the back. His eyes are really fantastic. So it's got like clear red and like this dark gray or black color, and then to white, right? So you got that, his eyes. That is really fantastic looking. Let me get closer here. That is super cool. And look at his clothing. He's got that checker pattern on his clothing. Really, really cool. And this is just the way it is. So it's got like somehow they injected it with two different colors. Now his sword, I don't know what the color it is in the anime. It looks like it's kind of boring if it's just left black, but I'll see what I can do about that. Very cool. Very cool. And here is his trousers and such. Very cool. And the instructions. So yeah, I'm gonna build this with my daughter for winter break before school goes back. So next, let me show you supplies I've got this month.
Supplies!
Gaia Notes has a line of enamel paints. Not really extensive. They don't really want to step on the toes of Tamiya, because Tamiya already has a bunch of enamels, and really they're not as wide of a color palette as like Tester's enamels, but they're alright. Well, anyhow, this is Pinpoint Silver. Now, the one thing I don't like about the Tamiya Chrome Silver, they have like a flat aluminum and such, but anyhow, this is their Chrome Silver, and as you can see, it's pretty dull. It serves its purpose for being a dull silver, but look at that shine. This is so much shinier, right? This is an enamel called Pinpoint Silver, and it says for weathering. I just use it for whatever, right? Now it's got this tricky little. Don't like that so much, but you know, what are you gonna do? Wow, look at all that sparkly. You can see it all kind of shimmering there. All right. That is a nice shine. Let's I have to stir this up more. Anyhow, this is a really, really nice silver paint. Wow, look at that. It's just all shimmering there. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick that up or not, but that's nice. Wow. Well, we'll see how this works on something later. You know what? No, we're not going to do it later. Heck, I'm sure you are interested in knowing as well as I am. Okay. Alright, let's just go ahead and pull this up. Alright. Now I'm just gonna take that. Just brush it on this plastic here. That's pretty nice. I would say that is a lot better silver enamel than the Tamiya. And actually the tester's enamel. God, do I even have that anymore? Stuff is trash. Yeah, this is silver. It's all separated. I haven't used this in a long time. I've had this for so many years. Craftsmart. That's dead. That was in Glendale, Arizona. Anyhow, this stuff never dries. It just never, ever dries. I don't even know why I even still have it. Because I've bought better silver before enamel, and here we go with this. So I might as well just throw that in the trash. I don't care to have it really. As a silver, it wasn't so bad, like color-wise, but pretty much on par with chrome silver Tamiya. But chrome silver Tamiya, it actually dries. And I can't say the same thing about testers, but it goes down pretty nicely. This is Tamiya Accent Color Orange Brown. This is especially useful for doing figures. Now let me show you the other one I have. Oh, I have to stretch. Where is it? There we go. Now this one says figure accent color pink brown. But basically it's just, this is for figures. And I can imagine it has other uses as well, though. I mean, this would be good for doing like tanks and like stuff and things. So yeah, I picked this up. I picked up orange, clear orange V-color, and I don't have this one yet, so there's not really that many V-color paints left. I found this on Yodobashi. I bought it together with the other thing here. Alright, so this is Mr. Color Lasius. Okay, now let me get the other one. Hold on a second. Alright, here we go. So this is White Peach, and this is a new one. It's called Rosy Peach. In Japanese, Toki Haido. It's a type of bird, I guess. Bird feathers. It's a bit different, actually. And looking online, I thought it was going to be a little bit darker than this, but actually, at least this way, it looks kind of lighter. So, interesting. Yeah, I thought it was going to be a little bit darker than the White Peach. But yeah, I picked this up. I'll do some test spoons or something, right? Now this is God Hand. Plastic scissors for doing the sheet plastic. Look at that. So yeah, you can cut lots of crap here. Well, you can cut decals with it, but whatever. It's kind of a waste, I guess. I already have these little Tamiya decal scissors here. But yeah, cutting crap like this. I could have actually made use of that maybe yesterday when I was working on my A-wing. But yeah, this is for working on plastic sheets and such. Or cutting up runners. Although, really, when I'm cutting up runners, what I do is I use my blunted Tamiya. And I had these for, gosh, I've had these for so long. Like 10 years or more. and if I just want to cut up a bunch of runners, I'll use that instead of using my the other ones. And by the way, I had somebody ask me recently. Okay, so the ones I use, these are Mineshima. These are just kind of standard, and I bought these maybe 4.5 years ago. At the time I only had these, and when I worked at Aoshima, I got this pair. It's cheaper than Tamiya, but I think it's pretty same quality. And I bought this because I was working on models at my desk on my lunch breaks and such, and also for work too. But yeah, Mineshima, and actually Mineshima and Godhand are both located in the same town, in Niigata Prefecture, north of where I live. And where are they located? At Tsubame, I think. Yeah, it's called Tsubame. And so, anyhow, so yeah, neat. Ooh, got the lubrication on there. And that's great. Look at that. You see the oil on there. Brand spanking new. So it's got a little safety there here. So that's nice. That's nice. Huh, cool. Alright, so here you go. This is the white peach here. Here's the new one. The rosy peach. That's considerably different. This one actually looks a lot more orangier. Orangier. Is that a word? I don't know. But yeah, let's look at that. That's considerably different, I think. Huh, it's even pinker than this. Alright, something else I got is clear blue V-color, because I have a Bubblegum Crisis soft vinyl Self B kit I want to make someday, and I want to have it like silver mixed with clear blue and like maybe like regular blue as well, and it should look pretty nice, I hope. So yeah, and speaking of V-color paints, I'm going to be showing you the new ones in just a bit. Anyhow, let me just keep showing you more stuff. Brand new, this is Tamiya masking tape in 1mm width. Pretty small. So small. And 2mm, and they also have a 3mm, but I didn't get that one. I just got these two. So what I have been using is here. This is Aizu Project. They make these rolls of masking tape as well. So same thing. This is just you get more for your money than the Aizu one. Plus, my local hobby shop stocks this, and I don't think maybe I've seen this there before. I don't know. I can't remember. Also new by Tamiya. Weathermaster. This is for figures. It says here, it says a figure. This is the second set. This is H. And so it comes with pale orange, ivory, and peach. Now, the previous one, and I did use this a little bit, this is Weathering Master G for figures. This is salmon, caramel, and chestnut. It says the simplest way to add realistic weathering. Or flesh tones, I should say. So, yeah. Got this at Labby 1. And this is what I had picked out, or I wanted to get for Christmas, and then my wife was like, well, I mean, I'll get you a model kit. I mean, you sure you would just want just those? And so that's why I ended up getting the Tomcat kit. So this is Mineshima Premium cutters. These are premium cutters, let me tell you. They are indeed premium. So, not a premium price though. I mean, this is only like, I forget how much this was. This is like maybe 1,700 yen or so. So, they're not going to be like super expensive like God Hand. I'm guessing the God Hand ones are just like totally better metal and stuff. Incidentally, though, both Mineshima and God Hand are in the same town, in Tsubame, Niigata Prefecture, north from where I live. Oh gosh. Oh my. Yeah, these are nice. Now the other Mineshima ones that I have been using are these. Yeah. These are going to be super sharp. I mean, these, I've had these for about 4 years and they still cut well. I mean, heck, I've had these for like 12 years or whatever. It's getting a little bit blunted. And these are just brand new, super duper sharp. So, yeah, there you have it. Neat, neat, neat. So I think it's pretty neat that I am possibly, I haven't checked, but I could be possibly the first person on YouTube to introduce soft B color, at least for the English language. Now, as I had mentioned before, V color is no more. Okay, now it was originally by Irisawa, and then well, it was made for Irisawa, which was they are Oroshi what's that in English? Wholesale, sorry. The modeling wholesale company, okay? Now, they made V-color paints, but, so it says right here, Irisawa, but it also says Nagashima. So basically it was made by Nagashima for Irisawa. You following along? Alright, good. I hope so. Shut up. So, Irisawa kind of is gone now. It's been bought out by another company. Nagashima is no longer selling V-color paints. Okay, so now Nagashima is selling these. And unfortunately, Nagashima does a bunch of other stuff that's not really model related. So I had to buy these. Well, you could buy these on like home center, home pages and such. I looked at oh shoot, well, the Kynes Home, that's in my area. They did not have I went to like about 2 or 3 different Kynes Homes and they did not have any of these soft B colors, right? This is for soft vinyl. I went to there's another one. They did not have it either. So I went online, and actually I bought these directly from Nagashima, which was a bit pricier, but they actually had the blue, right? They had sky blue, but they didn't have blue, and I don't know why. This is the Momotaro, I think is what they're called. They do a lot of office supplies and crap like that. So I wanted to get blue because this is the blue here, and there's only like just a little bit left in there, and I need more. But yeah, it's like the same stuff. It comes in, as you can see, a larger bottle. The only thing that kind of disappointed me is even with like a brand new bottle of V-color, there's only like this much. There's like a whole bunch of empty space in there. I don't know why. Maybe it's for thinning it out so it's airbrush ready. I don't know. But this is a bit bigger, and I don't really want to open this up. I'm sorry, guys. Look for this in another video, I guess. I really don't need any of these colors right now, so I'm not going to open them up. But you know, I got these because, you know, I wanted to. I was really curious. Okay, now the V color has the nice plastic caps. This has the metal caps, and with all my experience with testers, paints, metal caps kind of suck. I don't like metal caps at all. So yeah, bigger container, which hopefully means more paint. It says 23 milliliters. Yeah. 30cc. What is this? 0.25 square meter. What? Wait. How much is in here? Dumb. Piss me off. It doesn't say. I don't see where it says. But anyhow, in theory, this is more paint. Now for the thinner. And actually, I just happen to have, this is my last, and I just recently just opened this up, my very last bottle of V-Color thinner. This is identical. It's the exact same bottle that they use. You see, like the caps are the identical, same color and everything. Different label. So V-Color is now soft V-Color. Thinner for soft V-Color, soft vinyl. And it says right there, Nagashima. There you have it. There you have it, guys. And by the way, okay, I almost got her done. I almost got her done. Been working on all the pins, the striping on her. I'm having to hand paint it, and actually I'm hand painting it with. I'm painting it with not accretion. Yeah, not heavy aqueous, but I'm painting it with accretion. And so yeah, it's coming along. Almost done. Almost done with probably finish up Yuri first, and then move on to K. So there you have it, guys. That is super neat. Soft V-Color. Yeah, here. Oh, and in case you were wondering, this is a accretion solvent right here. The bottle is like slightly smaller than this. This says 110 milliliters. It's cc's. They don't even use the same. Why would you do that to me? 100 cc. Cubic centimeters? Is that the same thing as a milliliter? I don't know. 100? This is 110. It would make sense, but I don't know. I'd have to go check it out. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've done that kind of stuff. Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay. So, what I did, actually, let me go ahead and continue with this. I thought I was done, but I'm not. So, I wanted to get blue and sky blue. And I already have plenty of red. And I think I have in my closet, I have a brand new container of red, Safi red. Now this is red, and this is new. It's called bright red. Look at that. It's a different color of red. That's really cool. And the other color I did not have is violet. So yeah, this is I thought it was going to be a little bit darker than that, but maybe when you stir it up it's going to be darker. So that is cool. Yeah, here's my, I have a box of a bunch of V-Color paints here. This is regular red. Now, the numbering is different. This is like 5, this is 3. But, same color. Definitely. So, yeah, super duper cool. I'm happy about that. I was really kind of worried and anxious. I'm like, oh crap, they don't have soft vinyl paint anymore, but... Yep, it's continued under a different name. Well, I just got out of the bath. I'm all sparkly clean, as you can see. Got my frame arm girls pajamas on. Well, actually, it's just like a sweat set, right? But I use them as pajamas. So, let's talk about the year 2020 in review. Well now, so I think it's been fairly productive, I suppose. Yeah, the year 2020, the first thing that I had finished was the Hasegawa Eggplane F4 and F15a TW set. And, but actually I did not upload that final video until after I had done the Hasegawa Egg Girls Collection number 2. That's the one with the Chinese girl, the Hakurinfa, I think her name is. That was with that the Chinese what is it called? The J15. Yeah, JE15, and it's that red one with the cute decals that went on there. So yeah, and it came with a 20th scale resin figure. I think that turned out nice, and I'm really happy that I was able to get that done for the egg plane group build. I was able to get that done before the deadline, which was April 30th. So yeah, I got that done. And next came the Fujimi Hustler, the 24 scale Hustler. Now I did do the Aoshima 32nd scale snap kit Hustler, Suzuki Hustler, and I painted that like the deep green to match the car that actually it was my father-in-law's car, and then he gave it to us later, I think last year. By the way, in Japan, 7-Eleven makes the best hot chocolate powder mix. It is really, really great. I think so. I mean, I'm not too picky, but I think it's pretty great. Next came the Egg Girls 12th scale resin figure of Rei Hazumi in a bikini. That was a fairly fun build, and I got more used to painting resin. I had some of the paint strip off, but I think I've gotten a lot better with doing the resin kits, because you just have to wash them, like really scrub them really hard. And the best way, my friend told me, is to use that pumice powder. And yeah, going forward, I'm going to be using that on everything. So that was in May during the whole lockdown crap. And while I was at home, I got to do a bunch of modeling. So then I finished up a whole bunch of those Hasegawa Legacy kits, the 72nd scale kits from the 70s, right? The first one I completed was the F14a Tomcat, the high visibility, the Jolly Rogers livery. That I was pretty happy with how that turned out. That was pretty cool. And I think it was in the late 70s, I think, when that was when that kit came out. And then soon after that, I finished the F15J kit, which is another one of those Legacy 70s kits. So with these two kits, I got pretty familiar with adding a bunch of detail to the ejection seats to level up the detail in that. And they turned out pretty nice. For the F15J, it completely lacked detail for the intake turbines, and so I was able to using the Oyumaru, right? I took that off of, I think, what was it? It was another F15 kit, I believe, and yeah, that I was able to. Actually, no. Wait, no. Now that I remember, no. Actually, what I used was that the Kotobukiya molds, and I just kind of like jerry-rigged my own just by using that and some spare sprue. Now that I remember right, yeah, that's what I did. Now for the flanker, the Su-34, the duckbill strike flanker, that was when I used the Oyumaru. I took it off of F15, I think, to get that detail, because that kit also lacks any detail with the intakes. Next came the Tony, the Kawasaki Hien Tony by Aoshima. That was a nice build. I like how it turned out, I suppose. What was really great about that was the camouflage detail decals that you lay down on the wings. That was really great. Next came the Aoshima Mazda Autozam AZ1. That was the red car. That one was, I had started a while back and finally finished that one up. That was great. Then came the Phantom. Now again, this is the old Legacy Hasegawa kit from the 70s. once again, I added a lot of detail to the ejection seats. Despite their age, these old kits come together fairly well. The Phantom had a bit of bump, right? Like the way that the intakes went on there, it was like kind of like that. I mean, I tried to minimize it through sanding, but there's only so much you can do with that, at least as far as my skill set went. Yeah, so after that, I think, yeah, that was August when I finished that one. Then came the SR-71 Blackbird. That was a lighted kit. That I was really happy with how that turned out. I wish I had redone. I wish I hadn't used fiber optics for the strobe effect, because it just, you can't really see the strobe very well at all through the fibers, unfortunately. Yeah, what I would probably do is just have just the bare SMD, and like maybe to just drop some maybe some microcrystal clear into the hole, I think, to cover it up. Maybe that might be a lot better way to handle it than, you know, and having like two different SMDs on that timer chip. But that was a real milestone, because that kit was the first one that I used a 555 timer chip to accomplish any sort of, like, you know, fancier blinking and such. That had been at least a year and a half or so in the making, and I finally finished it. Maybe close to 2 years, actually, now that I think about it. So yeah, that turned out pretty nice. Next was the Darius Burst. That was the Silverhawk. That was from that shmup game Darius. That build, the final video has not gotten much views on it at all, unfortunately. As of right now, it hasn't even broken 300 views. And yeah, it's like it's something that I could really put a lot of effort into, and it's something that it turned out really wonderful, and I'm proud of it. But it doesn't get as many views as just like a straight out build without even painting of like a Star Wars kit. Unfortunately, it's just the audience, I guess. But then again, I don't really totally care, because I build for me, right? Everybody else, you're just along for the ride, really. And then the final kit that I finished was the resin garage kit of Mai Shiranui from Fatal Fury, or also King of Fighters, and actually more recently the Dead or Alive game. That was the 8th scale resin figure, and I did have some paint lift off of that as well. I had a few setbacks, but overall I'm really happy with how that turned out, and it looked really, really cool and sexy. I was hoping that I would be able to squeeze out another final finished kit or two by the end of December, but unfortunately that didn't happen. I always expect that I can get a bunch of stuff done, and it turns out it doesn't happen after all. Then again, I've been busy compiling videos and such at the same time, but oh well. I've also been playing a bunch of video games, and, you know, playing with my daughter and doing stuff like that too, so I'm not complaining. So that is 2020, the year in review. Next, let me show you a kit that I have been looking forward to. Actually, a couple of kits I'm excitedly looking forward to. So coming in February is new Hasegawa F15 DJ Eagle, and this is the Aggressors Squadron, and it's the blue scheme. So this is that flanker-esque blue camouflage scheme that looks really, really beautiful. Now I do have aftermarket set of decals for the Aggressor Squadron. And I don't know, I see this and I'm like, oh crap, I kind of really want to get this. This has that beautiful, you know, as again, I'm a flanker fan, so I saw this and I'm like, ah crap, I want to put in a pre-order. So I had actually had quite a bit of points saved up on Ami, and so I went ahead and put in a pre-order for this. Now the second thing, and I've already shown this before actually, this was in that the All Japan Hobby Show insert that was in Hobby Japan magazine fairly recently. I believe I showed this in the previous update video. This is the Harpy from Crusher Joe, also by Hasegawa, and this is coming out sometime in the spring, I guess perhaps maybe March or April or so. Okay, so now for some recommended channels. This is Spencer Wolfe. This guy only has 42 subscribers, and I would like to help try to change that. This guy needs more eyes on what he's doing. Really fantastic. Recently he did AMT Klingon Bird of Prey, and he did a good lighting job on that. Holy crap. This he does some really, really great stuff. I found another Japanese YouTube sculptor channel, and this is KotohaModeling, or KotohaMoke. This guy sculpts his own anime figures and such out of just a regular clay that you'd get in craft stores or even 100 yen shops here in Japan. Really, really cool stuff, and yeah, definitely check him out. Okay, now for some stupid comments. Alright, so this was on my AMT Oldsmobile that I completed a couple years ago. And it's really funny how some people will just come across my channel and they just they act like a child with a crayon drawing all over his parents' walls in their house. This guy, Michael Machijirix, I can't say that name. He just started just posting. On top of Old Smoky all covered with dust, if you don't like my sweater, then why are you touching my bust? What? Building it now, okay. I have this car kit for 40 years. Bought in Everett for $4 because it was discounted. And so I replied to this one. I said, that was one of the worst haiku I've ever read. Here, let me help you. Had this kit for years. Bought in Everett for cheap. It was discounted. There you go. Haiku. The power of haiku. Alright, so I had some stupid comments all of a sudden one day, like my old game videos. Okay, so this guy Sphexism says, "Are you winning, son?" Oh, okay. And Miguel Perez said, "Bruh, I am neutral of Intech logo."
What?
I don't understand what either of these mean. Now, these are two different people in two different videos, and I haven't done any sort of these video game videos and Super Famicom videos in a very, very long time. And to get two random, bizarre comments like that all of a sudden was really weird. So, Hugo Bailey, "I love you, girl." Look at that avatar. Some chick with her butt, alright? So I said, "Go fly a kite, you dog-faced pony soldier." And I keep getting these too. Look at this. "Contact me if you want to be my boyfriend." Really? Can I be your boyfriend? Let me ask my wife first, see if she'll let me. What the hell? So it is now January 1st. Didn't go anywhere. Normally we go stay at the in-laws' place for New Year's. This time, because of the whole, oh God, we're all gonna die. And apparently my mom-in-law is of that mindset. Gosh. So because of staying home, we actually celebrated New Year's the way I kind of wanted to. So we ordered pizza, and which is a pizzala, right? That's one of the probably the biggest pizza chain places here in Japan. Japan does have Domino's, which is actually pretty good, and Pizza Hut. Although I've seen the commercials for Pizza Hut. I've never had Pizza Hut in Japan, but I'm sure it's way better than the crap in America. That's just the way it is. Even like 20 years ago, when Little Caesars came to Japan, it was like almost gourmet. I'm like, wow, this is way different than that nominal pizza that they get in America, that's for sure. But they didn't last long in Japan, though, unfortunately. So we bought buffalo sauce at Kaldi Coffee. So if you live in Japan, well, like a real godsend, and you can find this in any shopping mall, or most any shopping mall. Kaldi Coffee, they sell, of course, coffee. You can buy like so many different brands of coffee. And speaking of which, I'm getting kind of thirsty. Maybe I'll have a coffee. Check this out in Georgia Coffee. They're back at the whole Gundam thing this year. Isn't that great? So anyhow, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so they sell tons of like import foods. Like you have like a section just for Korean food, a section just for Chinese food, Thai, a bit of Vietnamese, even Mexican and Italian and such. And it's just really, really great. It's just like a small kind of a corner type of store. You need to have like, one section of just like Mexican food, for example, or fill in the blank. So that's where I get like artichoke hearts and stuff like that you can't find anywhere else in Japan. And so yeah, they had buffalo sauce, so we made buffalo wings. My plan was to watch, I rented Blade Runner 2049, and it's a movie that I know it's not a bad movie. It's not gonna, just like Alien 3, it's not a bad movie, but I'm happy to pretend it never existed, and just focus on the first two Alien movies. It's not like Last Jedi, where it basically kind of ruins your ability to enjoy the original Star Wars ever again. I don't, from what I understand, the movie's not like that. I really wanted to watch that because actually the night before I had watched the first Blade Runner movie again, because I love it. That's like my favorite movie ever. So I wanted to watch the sequel, not expecting anything like really great, but I know that the music is fantastic and just the whole cyberpunk visuals. That's what I really want to experience by watching the movie. I wasn't able to see the movie because my daughter was watching some just stupid show on Japanese TV. Japanese TV is just dumb. So I ended up watching TOS Battlestar Galactica in my hobby room in here. So that's a decent way to start the new year. I had some fireworks left over from 4th of July, and my family didn't want to do that. When I go stay at the in-laws, I always hear fireworks outside, but in my town here, nothing. I didn't hear anything at all at midnight. So, oh well. So, as far as modeling goes, I'm going to finish up this stack of 48 scale P40s eventually. Plus I've got this 72nd scale Hobby Boss P40 I want to finish up. Got a whole bunch of stuff. I have the 3 Phantoms. I want to finish those. The Hasegawa Phantoms. And because they use the same oceanic color scheme, I'm going to be painting these as well. This is the not Tiger, what are these called? Freedom models, the F2s, Mitsubishi F2s. And then of course also, because I love that oceanic color scheme, I'm going to be doing this, and I'm going to try to tackling digital paint scheme, and that is one of the reasons why I got those Tamiya. Where the hell did they go? I got those Tamiya. Here we go. Yeah, the 1mm and 2mm masking tape thingies here. So that's going to help out, as well as those the Hasegawa masking with the grid lines on it and everything. Looking back over this past year, in 2019, my wife was hit by a car and she could have been killed. And then my appendix burst and I could have possibly died from that. And a year ago I was thinking, well, hey, 2019 kind of sucked. I'm sure 2020's got to be much better. And this year in November, my daughter could have possibly been poisoned to death by a stupid student in her class, and we're pretty sure we know who that is, but yeah, nothing's happening with that so far. Not to mention, of course, the whole COVID thing. So yeah, it's what I need to find it. I know that the President Trump had put on his Twitter like a video describing exactly how all of this stuff was put together, and it's pretty much exactly the way Q had put it as well. And I think that that tweet was taken down somehow or something. I don't know. I'll have to find out where it was, but yeah, China wants to maintain control over the United States.
Donald Trump don't trust China. China is asshole.
And it's just so incredibly obvious by now. It should be incredibly obvious to anybody. They had this virus that they released, and the goal was to try to take down the whole economy. So, and this is one thing that I was like, you know, every time the president talks about, oh, the stock market is up and all that kind of stuff, it's dumb. I don't like it. For example, any company, and this is like, you know, like over the past 20 years or whatever, if some company announces that they're downsizing all of their American employees and they're going to just outsource all of their work to like India, for example, or China, that company's stock goes way up because they have basically screwed the American workers in favor of just investing overseas for the cheaper overhead and such. So yeah, whenever that happens, a company, they lay off all their American workers, their stock goes up. That's what happens. So when any president gloats and says, "Oh, look at me! I look at the stock market," to me that doesn't make any difference. I worked at companies in IT in America, and at the time I didn't know that I was actually involved with some of that stuff. Like I worked at a company. Let's just say that this is a big computer company that has a history of helping the Nazis. At the time, I didn't want to believe that was true, but it's like, yeah, 3-letter acronym, computer company. You probably know what I'm talking about. I was in charge of onboarding employees and such, and requesting access for their, through Sarbanes-Oxley. You had to have, if you have a new employee, you have to have the direct manager request or approve the requests for their online user IDs and such like that. So we started like onboarding all these people from Argentina and Brazil as project managers. And I'm like, well, why? Well, what's going on here? And then I was kind of also in charge of not the opposite of offboarding, I guess, which, clearing out desks of people who've been laid off and such. And I started seeing that the number of project managers were shrinking, and they would have to have, like, I would say like 5 Argentinian project managers to do the work of one American project manager. But apparently that company couldn't care less because they were saving money, and it was just grossly inefficient. But money-wise, I guess they didn't care. And then eventually I was out of a job from that company as well. So yeah, I just stock market, of course, that's always going to be like a real bragging point for the president, and thanks to this COVID-19, that kind of destroyed that and really escalated the unemployment rate, and which is I think a lot more of a better look at the prosperity of the country, which of course people can be underemployed, but people can also, if their wages go up though, which was happening finally, that's something that's really good, and that's something that I can't do here in Japan. The wages for the work I do has basically stagnated for the past 20 years, and you're lucky to get paid now what people were expected everybody get paid like 20 years ago. But I have some good benefits and such, and so that's nice. But I have certainly lost out on some side work because of this stuff. So yeah, this past year, looking back at 2020, like, I want the last year of my life back. I don't want to gripe too badly because, I am employed. I don't want to sound like I'm ingrateful for having survived this whole time, because I know it's been really much rougher for a good number of people. But this past year, it sucks. And I think I've mentioned this before, like during the swine flu outbreak, which was like 10 years ago, my daughter was 2 years old, and we were in Japan at that time, and the swine flu news hit it was back before I was really red-pilled and I could see this stuff for what it was. We saw on the news, oh my gosh, the swine flu has now reached Japan and Narita airport, and I'm like, oh crap, this is going to make going home a lot more difficult. And so we wore masks. We wore masks on the way home, but like halfway through the flight I gave up on it. And at the time, researchers in America had discovered, or they proved, that wearing masks don't work. If you are sick, then wear a mask, and that might help the spread somewhat, but it's certainly not going to do very well. But now, if you say that, then people have been like brainwashed into attacking you. Now, let's see if I got one here. Yeah, if, for example, speaking to, I'm sure everybody's watching this, you're into modeling and stuff. If you're going to be working with resin dust, this is not going to protect you. This is not going to... This is stupid. Alright, and I think this is the Abe mask that they came out with. This is not going to protect you from resin dust. Okay? You need to have something like what I wear when I paint and I'm working with resin. I got this 3M respirator here. Okay? Even this is not good, really, against viruses, because a resin dust particle, like if I'm not sure exactly what the maybe I'm exaggerating a bit, but if the virus is the size of a tennis ball, a resin dust particle is the size of like a fire truck or bigger. Okay, and modelers of all, we should realize that this whole virus scare, that these things are just useless and stupid. The whole thing is ridiculous. And I mean, if you're following Dr. Shiva, who you really should, the guy's fantastic. There's so many people who are pointing out that this whole stuff is a bunch of bull crap, and that masks not only are ineffective against viruses, but they actually are not beneficial health-wise at all. And they have, like, you know, mask mouth. They've had dental groups speaking out against the effect of masks, and the bacteria that builds up in your mouth as a result. You know, even here on Japanese TV, they've talked about having headaches from wearing a mask all day. When I had learned from the swine flu thing, they said that wearing a mask is only good for like maybe a half hour or so, and then after that they're really detrimental. So keep in mind that doctors, when they wear masks in the hospital, they're constantly changing them out. They're not wearing the same mask all day long. If they perform surgery, the main reason why they wear a mask is so that it prevents spittle when they're talking. And then after the surgery, they take the mask off, or they're going to be putting another one on, etc., etc. They're not wearing the same mask all day long. It is stupid. So there's not much more I can gripe about this past year, other than this whole lockdown stuff is ridiculous. The news from Sweden, that country that had no lockdown and no mask mandates, and they're doing fine. And the news of the overwhelming majority of people who are getting sick with, you know, COVID-19, supposedly, they were dutifully wearing masks. These are mask wearers who are getting sick, not the anti-maskers like myself. So I had been getting away with just wearing a stupid face shield, but now my boss is like, well, we really need you to wear a mask. So I've got like a chin, like a plastic shield, and I'm wearing the face shield at the same time. I don't want to be stifled. I want my immune system to work as it should. So if you are wearing a mask, it's like if you've got a weightlifting competition that's coming up, and you decide, well, I'm going to stop lifting weights to make sure that I'm in good shape for when I have that weightlifting competition. That doesn't work. you have a strong immune system when you are constantly barraged with viruses. We have viruses all the time. My mom died from a MRSA infection, and you can get that, you can be exposed to MRSA anywhere. I mean, they had staph infections, MRSA infections. If you go to like a all-you-can-eat buffet, you can find those things everywhere, right? They don't bother you though, because you have a healthy immune system. And it seems to be that the people who are getting in trouble with this whole virus thing, they're the ones who have compromised immune systems. Very, very few people who are in perfect health. And those who do, though, who get sick or even possibly die, something's fishy going on, I think. So, the other thing to take away from this year, and it's something that I've already said many, many times before, this whole us versus them, this whole, you get a bunch of white people who denigrate white people. It's ridiculous. And this is the type of stuff that the people who are making they're always making apologies for, like the Star Wars Disney movies and such, all of the SJW movement. You can't elevate one group of people by denigrating another group of people. Right? You don't, if you have a strong female character, you don't need to go around denigrating men in order to make her look stronger, for example, right? Or you can't have, you can't elevate, like, let's say, like a black person, for example, by making white people look stupid. We're sick of that stuff. We didn't get that before, but that is what is going on now. And if you say, hey, wait a minute, this is kind of dumb, why do you have to put down other people to make other looks better? Then, oh, you're a racist. Well, no, actually, we're the ones who are pointing out the racism. It's ridiculous. And with this whole rioting and everything, again, this needs to be completely obvious to anybody what is going on with this. All of this crap that has happened this past year, it's because this was an election year. All of these viral outbreaks that have happened, they always happen like every other year during election years. And of course the Black Lives Matter, that only happens, that only makes the big headlines during election years. And so, as James Woods pointed out on Twitter, this is what happens when an obviously dangerous man who is resisting arrest, what happens when he reaches into a car, and what happens when you wait for him to shoot first.
Okay. Do me a favor. Come over here. Then place your hands behind your back. What? Hey, place your hands. Stop resisting! I got him. Keep the taser on. Stop resisting! Fuck. Keep the taser on. Get on your back! On your back! On your back! All right. Get on your back! Fucking back! My gun! My gun! Oh, goodness! All right, be my ass. Get the fuck on your back! Fuck off!
So 2020 has got to be the phoniest year. Well, I think 2001, I think, with the whole 9/11 thing. That was the phoniest, I guess. Now we've come to the point where they have people who are, looking at 3D scans of, your body that takes away the clothing. And they're seeing the contours of your nude body and such. It's ridiculous. The last time I flew was 4 years ago, and I completely refused. I'm like, here, you can pat me down, you can do whatever, but I'm not stepping into that stupid machine. It's not going to happen. But this past year, they've had all these mask fascists going around, and again, if they're really so scared that they're going to die from Corona-chan, why do they have to get right up into the face of the maskless person to yell and scream at them? And a lot of times they take the mask off themselves just so that they can scream louder. These people, they're completely devoid of logic and reason. So, and all of this is meant to bolster a certain kid-sniffing politician who is... I hate accusing other people of being racist, but this guy is completely racist.
This country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European.
And the guy handled Tara Reid like a bowling ball, and then all of a sudden, all of the Me Too movement got real quiet, except for a few people. The total hypocrisy. Well, I believe Tara Reid, but still, I'm gonna vote for Uncle Joe because he's better than Orange Man Bad and such. This is so ridiculous. The total hypocrisy. The hypocrisy of all of these governors who impose lockdowns and mask mandates, and then you see them, they're caught having parties maskless and social gathering without all their ridiculous social distancing and all that stuff. These people are hypocrites. Or the Nancy Pelosi going for a haircut without a mask, and she's the one who's demanding that the hair salons be shut down and everything. It's always rules for me and not for thee. So 2020, the year of hypocrisy, the year of fear porn, the year of corporate media. I would hope that even people, self-described liberals who would disagree with me on a lot of things, I would hope that even they would agree with me that the role of the media really should be protecting the people from politicians, right? I think the media is the one, the institution that should be going after politicians who are corrupt, going after the people who abuse their office, people who have tons of money sent overseas just so the money can just be funneled right back into their foundations and their other charity work and all that kind of stuff. The media should be protecting the people from the politicians, but in this past year especially, it should be obvious that the corporate media is protecting politicians from the people. And just going back to like the whole Epstein thing from even in 2019, and I mentioned this in my 2019 update thing, the media has gone out of its way to protect horribly corrupt, evil people. And this goes beyond right or left. And I'm not saying this because, oh, I believe in the Republican Party or anything like that, or I believe that conservatives have 100% always the right way of thinking. No. The reason why I started speaking up about this kind of stuff on my channel is because I saw the horribly evil things that these people are doing. You know, with the Hillary Clinton's emails, the DNC leaks talking about sacrificing children in the backyard to Moloch, or the John Podesta emails talking about children and the pizza related maps and the Dominoes on cheese and all that kind of weird shit. And then that's where Pizzagate came from. And yet the corporate media, again, protecting these people, they were saying something or other about a pizza restaurant in the, you know, raping kids in the basement or something or other. And then there was that whole false flag with the shooting in that the restaurant and everything. One bullet was fired and it went straight into the hard drive of the computer that was that was hosting their child pornography, apparently. And there was a whistleblower, a guy who was a hacker who had hacked into their server and had found the child pornography, and he went to the DC police, and the first guy he talked to was very, you know, wanting to help and wanting to hear about him, and then it got escalated, and then it got squashed. There's interviews of this guy. They've probably been deleted off YouTube if I tried looking for it again. Stuff that I wish I had. I wish that I had saved on my hard drive that are now gone. And which goes further, that these tech companies, they should be giving a platform, a voice for the people, but yet they're the ones who are censoring people. YouTube. I've had just this past month I had my 9/11 video that was age restricted, even though there's nothing objectionable in that at all. They just don't want people to hear points of view that they don't approve of. So not only is the media protecting these corrupt people, but the social media companies are protecting these people. And with every other tweet by the president, fact checkers say that, you know, that there is no such thing as political corruption, or that, I'm sorry, that there's no such thing as election tampering. But yet they're the same people 4 years ago who went on and on and on about election tampering and election fraud. So you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. So the Year of Hypocrisy 2020, let's just hope that 2021 is going to be a much better year. And now people are talking about January 6th. People are placing their hopes on that date. I don't know. We shall see. But I am pretty confident, though, and I can say this to all the doomers out there. There's one guy, I like you, but you're a bit of a doomer. There's just one thing I can say to you guys.
Get ready for a surprise!
And I can say that with confidence. I'm pretty darn certain that things are not going to play out the way that the media wants you to believe is going to play out. Be prepared for a surprise in 2021 very soon. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and as always, live long and prosper. May the force be with you, and so long. Thanks for all the fish. Goodbye.